Well, Heather and Anthony, I'm standing in really what the big story for the beach community is in this dune. And if my photographer, if Joe can back up just a little bit, I want you to see I'm standing in really a big crater. These dunes took some major hits overnight from Irma's winds, from the waves crashing on them, but they held strong. And so you can see, though, this water did make a big impact. So you can see this is obviously where it starts up here, and we were watching this overnight just being pounded with water. But this was a huge difference maker for the beach community, because city leaders told me all along they were bracing for much worse. We know that the entire area was underwater during Hurricane Matthew, and this is really what prevented that. But of course, there's still a lot of widespread damage. If you take a look at some video that we have, one of the areas with a lot of damage over here on Jacksonville Beach, there was a car wash that was just torn apart. And people were very smart, though. They parked some of their vehicles, motorcycles, in between the car wash, the big concrete area. So some of the vehicles were protected, but since the car wash was torn apart, not everything could be protected. And we had a lot of flooding. The Sanctuary subdivision that had about 2 feet of flooding, and a lot of homes for Hurricane Matthew again was flooded, and you can see some of that. Their utility workers were out there. Thankfully, power is back on, and that's a huge thing we want to say. Thanks to those utility workers. They've been out here working so hard at fixing those downed power lines. We spoke to one couple who has a home right on the beach, and they have a lot of damage to their home, but they know that elsewhere around Jacksonville is even worse.
We had soffits blow out, we had fascia board blow off, we had shingles blow off the roof, we have water driven in on the 3rd floor, actually all 3 floors we had some water driven in. It stained the ceilings a little bit, but we got by fairly well, considering, you know, it could have been a lot worse.
I feel bad for those people, and you know, I really do. I know some folks that live in that area, and hearts are with them, you know.
And those curfews for the beach community, they're still in place. Why do you ask? There's a lot of debris still out there. As I mentioned, you know, the power is back on for most people, but still some down power lines and a lot of trees in the road. And just here at the beach, you have to be very careful, because we were walking out here and you can see some debris. There's pieces of wood with nails in them. There's some holes just like this one that we had to make our way around. Hopefully you wouldn't be out here at night anyways, but there is a lot of debris out here at the beach, just kind of scattered around. So we're gonna have another update for you in just a little bit, but I just wanted to point out how these dunes held so strong. And we've been talking about the extra dunes that were created over some of these beach access points to work as barriers. Those water pumps, all of that working together made a huge difference for this community. Live in Jacksonville Beach, Shelby Danielson, First Coast News on your side.